Used to Willie the Bite, dribble the ball. Now I'm balling when I travel, no dribble at all. I used to run suicides, impressing my coach. Now I fly like I quit the team, I ain't messing with coach. I watched Michael Jordan take flight, Hammer did the typewriter. My first freestyles came as a bike rider, cause I used to spin a handlebars round. And that's quite a spin, cause I handlebars now.
Alright, the first game is the Eagles at the Seahawks.
The loser of this game is for sure out of the playoffs, and I think with Seattle's loss last week to Washington, I think they're kind of they're pretty much done. But I mean, it's in home, it's a Thursday night, so it's not going to be blood or anything. But I think Vince Young can hold on one more week and get a 24-20 win.
Yeah, I think this game would be close. The Eagles got injuries in Mike Vick. Rogers, come on, he's out for the game, and Macklin too, but I still pick the Eagles here.
Pretty sure I'm going to pick the Eagles for this one.
I think the Eagles can just squeak one out over the Seahawks.
The next game is the Titans at the Bills.
Buffalo played a game they should have won if Stevie Johnson didn't drop a couple passes last week. So I think at home he'll have a big game, and I think they'll be able to beat Tennessee and win this game 27-20 at home.
I think the Bills will have a hard time winning now with Fred Jackson out for the season, but I picked the Titans here with Coach Johnson having a big game.
I think I'm going to take the Titans just because that loss was good for the Bills.
I think this is a tough one. I'm going to pick the Titans.
Next game is the Chiefs at the Bills.
This is the upset special of the week right here. Caleb Haney, he ruined the Bears' season with Cutler being injured. He proved last week that he's not able to lead an offense. And with Kyle Orton being the Chiefs starter, they almost beat the Steelers without him. And with him, I think they'll have enough to beat the Bears and go into Chicago and get a 20-14 win.
Even with Jay Cutler out, I still pick Chicago. Their defense and Matt Forte are still good.
Another one. I'm gonna go with. No, not Chicago.
It should be wrong. So.
I think the Chiefs' defense looks surprisingly good, and the Bears' offense is obviously compromised without Cutler. But the Bears have a good defense as well. We're at the Bears?
Yeah.
I'm picking the Bears.
Yeah, she picked Chicago too. Next game is the Raiders at the Dolphins.
Miami should have won on Thanksgiving. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that game that wasn't good. And I think Carson Palmer will go down there and have a big game. I think the Raiders lead Miami with a 24-16 win, and the Dolphins go back to the skid.
I believe McFadden's coming back this week, but I still see Michael Bush getting most of the carries. But I still take Oakland.
Oakland's looking better than previous years, but I gotta pick Miami.
Ooh. I feel like the Raiders are on the upswing. They've been doing well with Carson Palmer, which I was not entirely confident about in the beginning, I won't lie. But I'll take the Raiders here.
Next game is the Broncos at the Vikings.
Tim Tebow is an NFL quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. 5-1 as a starter, undefeated on the road against his division. I think they're going to be able to edge out the Raiders by the end of the year and win that division. He has magic in the fourth quarter. God makes him indestructible. You know, Minnesota's not that great, and he's playing his old college quarterback, rival Christian Ponder, who played at Florida State. And I think he has one of his better games of the year throughout the whole game, and I think they get a 24-10 win with that stifling defense they also have, and Peterson might be out too.
I'm starting to believe in Denver now, but Tim Tebow's not a quarterback. Just for the plain fact, he wins more times than he throws. But I still take Denver here.
I agree with them. Denver.
I do think Denver is on a roll. I also think that God probably has more important things to do than get involved in football games, but I think Denver will win this game.
Next game is the Patriots, the Colts at the Patriots.
This is going to be the biggest points differential of any game all year. The Colts are going undefeated, and they're getting luck. They're going to get luck in the draft for Peyton Manning's successor after 2 or 3 more years. But for this game here, I think it's not close. I think the Patriots win 49-0, and Brady's your fantasy performer of the week. I think he throws for. I'm going to say he goes for 6 touchdowns, 400 yards, a huge game.
Yeah, there's nothing you guys need to know. The Patriots gonna win.
Yeah, Patriots have been on a pretty big winning streak, so I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't see what the Colts can do here. No, the Patriots, not much to say.
This game is the Bengals at Steelers.
I have to take the upset here. I mean, Pittsburgh, they should have honestly played a lot better against Kansas City and Tyler Powell. And I think Cincinnati, the offensive end, I think he's playing very well. And AJ Green, I think if he would have played the whole game last time, I think they would have been able to win. And I think Cincinnati stays in division race and gets it's going to be obviously a close game though in Pittsburgh, and I say that they squeak it out 20-17.
I see the Steelers sweeping the Bengals, so I think the Steelers.
I think it's going to be in Pittsburgh, so Steelers.
Steelers have to recognize the importance divisionally of this game. They're in Pittsburgh. They are getting back on track, like I said last week, with getting some interceptions again and rolling in that direction. There were some offensive glitches, but they're going to be ironed out.
Next game is Panthers at the Buccaneers.
I think that Cam Newton will have a good game, but the defense will help him out at all. And I think Freeman has his biggest game of the year. And I say that Tampa Bay wins this game 38 through 20.
News just came out yesterday that Josh Freeman injured his shoulder sometime during the season, so I picked the Panthers.
This is a hard one.
Swimming today?
I'm not going for the Panthers. I choose Tampa.
Tampa Bay is surprisingly dangerous at times, but whenever I pick them, they lose. So I'm not. There's no method to this. I'm going to pick Carolina.
I just want to make one comment on this. Against better divisional opponents, Tampa is undefeated at home, so I think they can squeak it out. I think Blunt has a big game.
I mean, the Panthers are 2-8, 2-9. So
I think they'll beat the Blunt.
I'm just always wrong. I am always wrong when I pick them.
Next game is the Jets at Redskins.
Yeah, the Jets got it back on track last week. Sanchez had a really big game for himself. I think the Redskins have a letdown after the win last week, which was surprising. But I still take the Jets to have a get momentum going here and get a 27-16 win in Washington.
Oh yeah, I take the Jets too.
Yeah, Jets.
Jets.
Next game is the Falcons at Texans.
Even though T.J. Yates is the quarterback for Houston, that running tandem is going to control the clock all game. And no team's been able to stop them. Their defense is stifling. I think Matt Ryan could possibly have his worst game of the year, and Michael Turner will be much of a factor. So I see in a low-scoring game, I see Houston pulling out a 17-14 win.
I don't see Bente or Andrew Foster trying. I don't see them being able to get over 150 yards combined. The Falcons, one defense is second in the league. They only allow 83 yards in the game.
Let me stop you here. Brett Grimes is out for this game too with an injury, and that will give Andre Johnson.
I mean that T.J. Yates ain't gonna throw any more than if Brett Grimes is gonna do that. I bet you Tim Tebow throw more than him.
Against the Vikings, maybe. But they're struggling.
I think I'm going to take the Falcons on this one.
I think that any time that a team is going through a transition, as they are, even if the person coming in shows promise, that first game when they're asked to all click is a difficult one. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Next game is Ravens at the Browns.
I'm going to take the Ravens here, but this will be very close. Every loss the Ravens have had has been against really bad teams and on the road. But I think I just don't think the Browns quite have it. But it's going to be very close, and it's going to be a squeaker. Ravens win this 17-16.
I'll take an upset here. Peyton Hillis came back last week and he looked pretty good. So I think he'll have a big game against the Ravens.
I think the Ravens are going to pull this one out.
I think if you look at the pattern that the Ravens have been following, now they are due to lose this game based on the way that it's been going with the winning and losing to teams that they seemingly should be able to handle fairly easily. So, and not to mention, I'm hoping that the Browns win to keep things a little bit not as tight in the division.
This game is the Packers or the Giants.
I call this Giants season falling apart. I think Packers are going 16-0. I'm not going to say anything about the playoffs, but they're not going to lose the rest of the regular season. I think, and OCU Manure after the game as well. I think Rodgers has 4 touchdowns, and I say Green Bay goes and gets a 34-17 win.
I do think if the Packers go 16-0, they would lose in the playoffs. But the Giants' pass rush ain't looking good as it did in the beginning of the season, so I take the Packers.
Even though I love the Giants dearly, they are not looking good at all, so gotta take the Packers too.
I don't think they have the weapons to compete with the Packers.
Next game is the Cowboys at the Cardinals.
This is actually the real upset of the week. Last year with John Skelton, last year, Arizona beat them with Kitna, who's not much worse than Romo. And I think Arizona's playing better football. Being Wells is doing good, and I think somehow they're going to find a way to get a 24-21 win against Dallas. And also, Patrick Peterson will definitely take one to the house and kick them.
Beanie Wells had over 200 yards against a team that was last in the NFL with most yards allowed. But I'll take the Cowboys.
I agree with Carlos. I think the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys will take it down to the wire, but I think they'll win.
Next game is the Rams at 49ers.
Wait, who's it? 49ers?
Rams.
Rams, you said? Okay. Yeah, I'll go with the Niners here. They're not happy about losing the Harbaugh Bowl, and I say it's going to be a pretty easy win for them. I say they win this game 27-13.
I think Frank Gore will be your fantasy player of the week. I think 49ers.
I don't know. I'm gonna take the 49ers too.
I'm also taking the 49ers.
Next game is Detroit at the Saints.
Ndamukong Suh is out for 2 weeks from his Thanksgiving Day stop, and if they wanted any chance to go in there and win, they would need him. And I think this will give Brees a lot of time to pass, and I think he gets a 30-20 win, just because it's in New Orleans and they're undefeated at home as well.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford threw 10 interceptions in the last 3 weeks. I see him throw maybe 2 against the Saints. Teams finally realizing that if they can stop Calvin Johnson, the Lions' offense is shitty.
I have to say that New Orleans is probably going to take this one. Drew Brees is looking pretty good.
Yes, I take the Saints as well.
Last game is the Chargers at Jaguars.
The Jaguars fired Jack Del Rio this week, and their defensive coordinator is now the head coach. But I think their team will play some inspired football, and in a fairly low-scoring game, I say they win it on the last second with a Scobie field goal, 16-14. Jim Stewart with a big game.
Yeah, I'll take the Jaguars.
I agree.
All right, I'll make it 4.